I did not expect this to happen at all. For those of you who didn't know this, it is now officially confirmed that Aaron Gordon has requested a trade away from the Orlando Magic. That's all being reported by Shams. Of course, a lot of teams have been interested in Aaron Gordon. I really don't think the Magic have to trade Gordon at all. I'm one of those guys that I don't really believe in, if a player requests a trade, I don't think you always have to trade him. Especially considering the late notice that Aaron Gordon has given the Magic. I feel like this is more of an off-season type of thing, more than a trade deadline, type of situation. But for those of you who haven't heard as well, the Golden State Warriors have had talks with the Orlando Magic revolving around Aaron Gordon. And that's all being reported by Nathan Beagle, I think that's how you say his name. Again, we've known now for a long time that the Golden State Warriors have been extremely interested in Aaron Gordon. It says here as well that Andrew Wiggins would most likely be put in the deal for Aaron Gordon. I don't know if I necessarily... I guess maybe Wiggins would be in it. I am not exactly too sure. I feel like, though, this is a great opportunity. I mean, if you're the Orlando Magic, can you really go wrong with trading for Andrew Wiggins? Now, I know a lot of you Magic fans might have just been like, oh, Andrew Wiggins, I hate that dude's contract. Why would the Magic want to take on Andrew Wiggins? Well, the reality is if Magic fans, I don't know if you guys have realized this, and I'm sure most of you have, the Magic are not a destination spot. There haven't been really ever. I don't know if the Orlando Magic are going to be able to pull some absolute star out of free agency, and considering they are 1-9 right now, in the last 10 games, I don't think trading away Andrew Wiggins will be too bad. I really do think this Warriors team, this Orlando Magic team rather, needs to reload. I think the big name that you trade away is Nikola Vucevic. I feel like a lot of people forget how many assets this Orlando Magic team has. Like, let's look at the injuries real quick. Markelle Fultz is, of course, out. I believe he did his ACL extremely, terrible. He only played 8 games. Look at Aaron Gordon as well. He's played 23 games. That's about half the games. Again, he's had a lot of injuries. You look at Evan Fournier. He's had a lot of injuries as well. Only played 24 of the games. Again, that's a pretty obvious situation right there. You look at Jonathan Isaac, yet to get on the court this season because I believe it was an ACL injury. Again, that's just extremely sad that he's injured as well. And then you look at Al-Farouq Aminu, who was the starting small forward on a pretty good playoff team for the Portland Trail Blazers. So again, you look at this whole situation, they have a lot of quality players out right now, and if this team was healthy, would definitely be a playoff contender, but they're not. And I think that this team has an opportunity to be very, very good. But I also think as well, why not trade away Vucevic? Why are you keeping him on the team? Like, I know he's a very, very good player, but if you could trade him away to the Boston Celtics or someone like that who's prepared to offer a couple of good players and 2 to 3 future first-round picks, I don't see why you wouldn't do that. If I could get 3 future first-round picks out of course, the Boston Celtics, and maybe a couple players here and there as well, like maybe a Aaron Nesmith, a Romeo Langford as well. A couple of these really nice, solid young players. Even an expiring player like Daniel Tice would be cool to come into the team. Why not try and make that trade happen? I feel like a lot of teams would really want Vooch in the league. You look at that as well. I think that you could trade Fournier before he becomes a free agent. I think you might get traded. Terrence Ross as well. You could probably get a first-round pick out of both of those players. Aaron Gordon, you'll be able to get a first-round pick out of most likely as well. And again, you could really, let's just say this trade does go through. I'll talk about the benefits for the Golden State Warriors, of course, in a second. But let's just say they get maybe Andrew Wiggins. I think it'd probably be like, Andrew Wiggins and a couple second-round picks back for Aaron Gordon. The reason I think that, look, Aaron Gordon, in my opinion, Andrew Wiggins is a better player than what Aaron Gordon is. But it seems like the Warriors are very desperate to go on this situation, and no team really wants to trade for Wiggins because his contract is so bad. So you might have to give up a couple seconds to do it. And if they're so interested in Aaron Gordon and really want to get rid of Wiggins, I don't see how you can go wrong, even if you lose a couple seconds. I feel like, let's just say that the Magic trade away Vooch, Fournier, Ross, Gordon. They trade away all 4 of those players, bring in like 5 future first round picks in a couple seconds, Andrew Wiggins maybe, and a couple young players, then you'd be looking at a really, really good team. Like, you'd have Markelle Fultz at point guard. I'd say you'd probably have maybe someone like James Ennis or someone like that at shooting guard. Whoever they draft with their top 5 pick. Again, Andrew Wiggins at small forward. Jonathan Isaac comes back. He plays power forward. Mo Bamba finally gets to have his chance as center. Cam Birch is still here as well. Very good player. I still feel like this team could compete with the playoffs. Like, I mean, that's still a very, like, you'd still have a very good depth list. Like, a core 4 of Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac, and Andrew Wiggins. How could you go wrong with that? Like, that's still a good team, and you'd have a lot of cap to work with in free agency. While if we look at the whole Golden State Warriors type of situation on this, I do like Aaron Gordon for the team, but are you prepared to start Draymond Green at small forward? Is that what you're trying to do here? Are you going to bring Aaron Gordon maybe off the bench? I don't know, because Aaron Gordon is not... I guess I don't know. You could probably play Aaron Gordon as a small forward with this Draymond Green in the lineup, but it gets to the point now, it's a team of Steph Curry at point guard, Aaron Gordon at small forward, Draymond at power forward, James Wiseman at center. You'd probably have Clay at shooting guard, and then off the bench you got Kelly Oubre. But if Clay doesn't come back from his injury and you have to start Kelly Oubre at shooting guard, I really don't feel like that shooting is not that good. I mean, look at that. Draymond Green, not a good shooter from 3 at all. I guess James Wiseman's average, but he's not good. Again, Aaron Gordon, yes, it looks like he's a good 3-point shooter because he's averaging about 40%, but he's only taken 41 from... He's only made 41 from 102, so it's not like he's a high volume type of guy. And then you look at Kelly Oubre, who started off the season really bad from shooting, has worked his way up to 30%, but still has inconsistent games from here. The only, in my opinion, real consistent guy is probably Steph Curry. If you bring in Clay and he gets back from his injury, I guess he could come in and be an absolute, star shooting-wise. But again, how does that work? In my opinion, if Clay was to come back, I feel like Aaron Gordon would actually come off the bench, and I feel like Aaron Gordon would play a lot of minutes as small forward, power forward, and either small ball center, which I'm sure the Warriors will try him as, because let's be honest here, if you have a small ball center in Aaron Gordon, small ball power forward in Eric Pascal, those aren't skinny guys. Like, those are really big guys who've shown they can get rebounds. So, again, that intrigues me that the Warriors could have a small ball of, like, Aaron Gordon, Eric Pascal as well. I find that to be really, really interesting. But what interests me more about this is the whole Orlando Magic situation. If I was them, I would be trading away players like, Vooch, Fournier, Ross, Gordon, etc. I think that it would be a pretty interesting situation. Even a guy like Dwayne Bacon, who's actually been starting quite a bit of the season, is now averaging 10 points and sometimes provides good defense. I'm sure a team maybe wants him. And even players like Cam Birch, who's only playing 20 minutes per game, he's averaging 5 and 5 and 20. If he's playing 30 minutes as the main center, I could see him going up to averaging like maybe 8 and 8 to 10 and 10. That would be a pretty interesting thing. I feel like he's the type of guy to do that. And Mo Bamba as well can finally get some minutes at center. He's only playing 10 minutes per game. I feel like he could go up to about 20. And then again, you've still got players like Michael Carter-Williams, Al-Farouq Aminu, now that, he's back on the team. Again, you look at as well, those players, James Ennis, there are still a lot of nice role players here, and I'm sure if you wanted, you'd have enough cap to go out and sign like a DeMar. And I think DeMar DeRozan would actually like to come to the Magic. He looks like the type of guy to play for the Orlando Magic. But imagine that, you'd actually have a really nice starting 5 now. Markelle Fultz at point guard, DeMar DeRozan at shooting guard, Andrew Wiggins at small forward, Jonathan Isaac at power forward. I'd say Cam Birch will probably start at center. And then off the bench, you'd have like Al-Farouq Aminu, Cole Anthony, whoever they pick in this year's draft, Michael Carter-Williams. If they could land like a Evan Mobley or Jonathan Kuminga, that would be good for them. And Mo Bamba off the bench as well. It could be a very, very good team if they realistically put something nice together. But it's just going to be if the Magic decide to trade all these players. I think they should. I think they'd be stupid not to. But again, it is the Orlando Magic and they've been questionable quite a bit of times. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. But of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. do you guys think the Golden State Warriors should, of course, potentially go ahead and trade for, Aaron Gordon? Should they trade Andrew Wiggins to make this deal happen? Again, I definitely would like to know all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. But of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/long channels. And don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.